What is good? What is good, everybody? Today, well, not really today, but this video is me installing the Corsa Sport quad tip axle back. This video was filmed a while ago, so probably about over a year ago at this point. I've been really slow of uploading. Um, my car had stock headers, Corsa Off-Road X, and then everything else was stock besides a muffler delete. And the clip you're gonna see first before the install is how my car sounded with just the Off-Road X and the muffler delete, and then I'm gonna install the Sport axle back, and there will be a sound clip of that at the end of the video. Um, the reason I'm making this intro is because I had headers put on, Corsa long tube headers put on pretty quick after the install of the axle back. And the reason I went with the Sport axle back is because I thought with the headers and the Off-Road X that my car was going to be super loud. And I went with the Sports because it had the bigger muffler over the Extremes. And I really did not like how quiet it was when I got the headers put on. And so pretty fast after the headers were put on, I traded it, or not traded in, but I traded somebody my Sports for their Extremes. And now now my car is Corsa long tube headers, Corsa X pipe, and then just a stock over axle, and then the Corsa Extreme quad tips for axle back. And you know, it's stupid loud like with that, and I like it. I enjoy it. I don't drive my car too much, so it's not like crazy like I'm driving it every day. And you know, if you have long tube headers and like an off-road off-road X-pipe and you want it to be a little tamer, then I'd suggest going with the Sports, because they do sound good, don't get me wrong. I just didn't like how quiet they were on my car. But like I said, the first clip you're gonna see is just a sound clip of my car before the Sports. Like I said, it was just stock headers, Corsa Off-Road X, and then a muffler delete on the stock exhaust system, and well, stock axle back. And then at the end of the video, you'll hear a sound clip of, you know, stock headers, Corsa Off-Road X pipe, and then the Corsa axle back, the Sport one. I wanted to get you guys more sound clips of it, but like I said, it changed really fast. So if you want to hear how my car sounds now, just let me know. Like I said, it's long tube headers, X pipe, and then the Extreme axle back. Only thing stock on it is the over axles, which I might delete the resonators. I'm not sure yet. My car is stupid loud, but you know, let's get into this video. So hope you guys enjoy it. What is good, everybody? Today I'm going to be taking the back bumper off. I do have some Corsa quad tip Sports that I'm going to install. They are not in yet, but I'm going to get started because you have to cut all this out of your back bumper to fit them, because they won't fit in this. So Ford does have a cutting line on the back of the bumper, but I'm going to show you how to get the bumper off if you do want to do this, and then show you how to cut it. So you want to start by getting this plastic piece off, and there's just two little plastic screws right here that you pop out. Right, then so there's two little pop clips right here. They just pop them out, and then just pull this. It's got a couple clips, 1, 2, and just disconnect the wiring harness from the light inside, and you can pull it up from here. Okay, so those 3 bolts that hold the, or nuts that hold the headlights on are 11 millimeter. Once you have all 3 of them off, just pop it out, just pull here, and at the top, be careful because they're expensive. But make sure you disconnect the wiring harness right here. And I do have the Diodynamics sequential, or when you hit the brakes it does the 3, when you have your hazard it does the 3, lock unlock it does a 3. So if you don't have that, it just unplugs from the normal wiring harness. Super simple. Okay, next step after you get the tail lights out is you want to jack the car up, and there is 3 bolts right here. 1, 2, and 3 you gotta take off. Is 2 little pull clips over here that you gotta remove too, and then I'll show you once I get the car up. Okay, so I got the rear end of the car jacked up, wheels off because I do not have a screwdriver or Phillips small enough to get inside it without removing it. There is 2 more little push clips, 1, 2, they're on both sides. Gotta get those out, and then trying to find, oh yeah, and then over here on both sides there's 2 more little plastic push clips. Sorry for the lighting, but yeah. And then right here there's usually 2 clips too, but mine are already broken. And before I forget to mention, there is 1 more harness plugged in right here that's for the side markers. Just unplug that, and then it has a little white Christmas tree in here. I just used a little pry tool to get it off, and then I have everything off, so bumper's ready to come off. So you just pull it like you do the front one, right there, right here, and then there's some clips right here that you just gently pull, don't break them, and it will come off. So I'm gonna get it off. Okay, so the bumper is off. Okay, so here's the bumper off the car, and Ford has a little cut line right here that runs all the way through down here, if you can see it, all the way to the other side. And I do have a Dremel, the 200. I have a plastic cutting blade on it. And a tip to make the cutting easier, maybe go over the line with something. And then there also is, I don't know if you can see, but right here where I'm pointing, there is 9 of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 on each of these sides that are where the rear valance clips into. So you gotta take those out too. And the easiest thing I've seen people do is just use a drill with, like, I forget what size bit, but just drill multiple holes and then clear it out, and then, you know, go over it with a real small Dremel sander to get all the burrs and stuff off. But I'm gonna start this process, and okay, so I cut a lot off just to make it easier to see the cut line. And I'm probably going to go around with a Sharpie just to make it a little easier. Okay, so I drew a little line just to make it easier to see. And then same with the little, where you have to clip the valance in. I drew all those just to make it easier to see. Okay, so I got it cut out pretty well. Sanded it down to make it nice and smooth and all that. I just used the sander attachment on the Dremel. Okay, so like I said, just get a drill with a 5x32 drill bit is what I use. It's like the perfect size. I already got a couple done. They're all bored out. So I just drilled, you could kind of see it on this one, like individual holes, and then just bored out with the drill. I have this cut out and sanded pretty much where it needs to be. And once I get the valance in, I'll see if it like fits properly. If it doesn't, I'll come back and sand a little more. Alright, so I finished drilling these holes out. They don't have to be perfect. As long as the clips could fit in, you're good. Alright, so I got everything cleaned up, all the plastic out of here, looking good. So I'm gonna get these out, just unclip this whole thing, and then unclip the reflectors. I'm gonna put the bumper back on the car and wait until I get my GT 500 rear valance in with the quad tips, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But once I get this on the car, I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna get it done. Okay, car's back on the ground, wheels are torqued down, and you know, it pretty much looks the same. The only difference is, get down here so you guys can see, is that the exhaust is kind of wide open. And as I get the quad tips in, hopefully this week, but I mean, literally be a second for you guys. So yeah. All right, so picking up from yesterday because it got too dark. I got the old mufflers off, so they were straight piped. One thing I had to do, here's the Corsa system, that you probably will have to do is remove the over axles, because without getting those off, you cannot really get the exhaust off with the clamps. So yeah, I'd suggest removing those. Those are two 15mm bolts on each side. But I'm gonna get to installing the Corsa mufflers. So this is for the driver's side, and I got the passenger side in the box still. But yeah, you want to hang these first in their clamps, and then hang both of them on each side. Comes with two new C clamps, or whatever you want to call them. And then after these are hung, then you want to put the over pipe axles, or over axle pipes. I can't even talk back on because they have hangers that slide on the over axle. So I'm gonna get these on. I'll show you when they're on, and then I'll show you after I get the over axle on too. All right, everybody, so I got the quad tips on, and they are the black ones. This piece is super simple. It just clips in. Don't really have to explain that, just have to drill it. It's clipped in, but I got the quad tips on. They're looking good. So one thing I will say to make it easier, because this is a pain in the butt to get past this, so I took the bolts out and just let it drop. So it was a lot easier to get this in, because when you're trying to connect it with the over axle pipe, and this is in the way. So yeah, looks really good, sounds a lot better. So what I would suggest is, when you have the over axle pipes off, hang these with this down, super simple, and then go to the X pipe or H pipe, whatever you have, reconnect the pipes, the over axles, but don't tighten them down, just screw them down so they're loose. So you could still maneuver in here to get that lined up perfect, and then tighten these, and then go back and tighten these. And the bolts for the axle backs are 45 foot-pound torque, and same with the H pipe, 45 foot-pound. Not too much, but already checked it. I don't have exhaust leaks or anything, so it's good to go. Super simple install. Took me about a couple hours, I want to say, and that's just because I had to remove the wheels, the bumper, and all that. So if you already have your bumper and stuff off, super simple. Probably take an hour at max. Show you what they look like. They look good. They look good. Good. They look super good. And they are a little off. I mean, I'll fix that another day. I'm exhausted from doing all this. Alright, so car's back on the ground. Everything's good. I will start it up for you guys.